Hello friends, welcome to Fun for Kids. We'll watch a short clip. Which animal do you see? Pick the right answer, A, B, or C. You'll have 5 seconds to think. This game has 3 levels, easy, medium, and hard. Ready to play? Let's begin. Which animal appears in the video? Dog, cat, pig? Dog. Which animal appears in the video? Goat, cat, cow? Cat. Which animal appears in the video? Sheep, horse, cow? Cow. Which animal appears in the video? Chicken, duck, goose? Chicken. Which animal appears in the video? Chicken, cow, duck? Duck. Which animal appears in the video? Goat, pig, cow? Pig. Which animal appears in the video? Sheep, donkey, horse? Sheep. Which animal appears in the video? Goat, cow, pig? Goat. Which animal appears in the video? Camel, deer, horse? Horse. Which animal appears in the video? Mouse, rabbit, squirrel? Rabbit. Which animal appears in the video? Monkey, gorilla, lemur? Monkey. Which animal appears in the video? Rhino, elephant, lemur? Elephant. Which animal appears in the video? Tiger, cheetah, lion? Lion. Which animal appears in the video? Tiger, lion, leopard? Tiger. Which animal appears in the video? Wolf, bear, bison? Bear. Which animal appears in the video? Camel, giraffe, deer? Giraffe. Which animal appears in the video? Zebra, horse, donkey? Zebra. Which animal appears in the video? Duck, penguin, puffin? Penguin. Which animal appears in the video? Dolphin, fish, whale. Fish. Which animal appears in the video? Lizard, frog, turtle. Frog. Which animal appears in the video? Panda, bear, koala. Panda. Which animal appears in the video? Deer, kangaroo, camel. Kangaroo. Which animal appears in the video? Koala, panda, sloth. Koala. Which animal appears in the video? Rhino, hippo, elephant. Hippo. Which animal appears in the video? Rhino, hippo, bison. Rhino. Which animal appears in the video? Llama, camel, horse. Camel. Which animal appears in the video? Antelope, horse, deer. Deer. Which animal appears in the video? Wolf, fox, coyote. Wolf. Which animal appears in the video? Jackal, fox, coyote. Fox. Which animal appears in the video? Eagle, owl, vulture. Owl. Which animal appears in the video? Eagle, hawk, crane. Eagle. Which animal appears in the video? Parrot, peacock, crow. Parrot. Which animal appears in the video? Shark, dolphin, whale. Dolphin. Which animal appears in the video? Dolphin, seal, whale. Whale. Which animal appears in the video? Tortoise, turtle, lizard. Turtle. Which animal appears in the video? Crocodile, alligator, Komodo dragon. Alligator. Which animal appears in the video? Beaver, squirrel, chipmunk. Squirrel. Which animal appears in the video? Wasp, fly, bee? Fly. Which animal appears in the video? Moth, butterfly, dragonfly? Butterfly. Which animal appears in the video? Octopus, jellyfish, squid? Octopus. Which animal appears in the video? Walrus, seal, sea lion? Walrus. Which animal appears in the video? Beaver, otter, platypus? Platypus. Which animal appears in the video? Peacock, parrot, pheasant? Peacock. Which animal appears in the video? Crane, stork, flamingo? Flamingo. Which animal appears in the video? Porcupine, hedgehog, moles? Hedgehog. Which animal appears in the video? Otter, beaver, seal? Otter. Which animal appears in the video? Badger, raccoon, skunk? Raccoon. Which animal appears in the video? Ferret, raccoon, skunk? Skunk. Which animal appears in the video? Moose, deer, bison? Moose. Which animal appears in the video? Buffalo, bison, yak? Bison. Which animal appears in the video? Iguana, chameleon, gecko? Chameleon. Which animal appears in the video? Lemur, monkey, meerkat? Lemur. Which animal appears in the video? Koala, mongoose, meerkat? Meerkat. Which animal appears in the video? Koala, sloth, panda? Sloth. Great job today! Thanks for watching Fun for Kids. If you had fun, tap like and share with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe for new quizzes every week. See you next time. Bye!